With hundreds of games releasing every single year, we have yet to witness great Souls games on par with the iconic titles released by FromSoft, like Dark Souls, Sekiro, and/or Elden Ring. By looking at graphs like this, it becomes really clear. FromSoft stands head and shoulders above the rest with a perfected formula that just works. But a potential contender has emerged. Get ready to embark on an unforgettable journey where the line between truth and deception blurs. Introducing Lies of P, a game that has the potential to stand proudly among the legends of FromSoftware's exceptional creations. Prepare yourself for an epic adventure like no other. Welcome to Lies of P. Let us talk about the elephant in the room. Lies of P is a Souls copycat. If you don't know what a Souls-like game means, it simply refers to the games that are similar to the Dark Souls series. And Lies of P copying the formula is not a bad thing. And instead of hating on Lies of P for being too similar to Dark Souls, people should enjoy the difference and that unique spin on the genre. Surprisingly, the formula works really well with Lies of P, and it delivers on so many levels, more than I expected. Lies of P, to various extents, is similar to Sekiro, with a hint of Dark Souls 1. Let me explain. From what we've seen so far from the demo, both Lies of P and Sekiro rely on a rich combat system that welcomes dodging and guarding regardless of boss. Both games seem to have a skill tree that heavily impacts the game and how you choose to play it. Both have a mechanical arm that enriches the combat and is customizable to your playing style. However, unlike Sekiro, Lies of P have a variety of weapons to choose from like Dark Souls 1, a combat system like Dark Souls 1, a leveling system like Dark Souls 1, and you guessed it, a linear world design like Dark Souls 1. So in my opinion, Lies of P is a perfect hybrid of what made Dark Souls 1 and Sekiro great. And honestly, it feels like Lies of P have done the Souls-like genre justice through the feel of combat, the enemy balance and density, the bosses, and importantly, the no difficulty slider. Not a single Souls game have a difficulty changer, and so is Lies of P. Overall, it nailed the Souls genre by being faithful to what made it great in the first place. Though it is early to judge the story of Lies of P based on a demo, it is very promising. The story is based on Carlo Collodi's novel The Adventures of Pinocchio, which serves as a solid ground for a Souls-like game. The story fits in very well with the formula of Dark Souls, where it provides the world with the needed mechanics like bonfires, leveling up, etc. The system of Lies in-game is very intriguing, and I just hope it leads to different paths of progression and ultimately to different endings. The story of Lies of P is the part that I am most excited about, since almost every Souls game have the same narrative driving its story. Don't get me wrong, it is very great and is done differently through each iteration of Dark Souls. It is just a breath of fresh air to get a unique spin on the story that does not revolve around the pillar philosophical questions of Dark Souls: immortality, stagnation, fate, and choice. One of the greatest things that Lies of P nailed down, and in my opinion, is one of the elements that heavily makes or breaks Souls games. The bosses, their setting, music, mechanics, design, and just overall vibe is very important when it comes to Souls games. Again, though it is early to judge based on a demo, it might get better or worse with a full release, but the boss fights so far in Lies of P have been very awesome. Amazing designs that fit with the story, unique attack patterns with multiple phases, great music that immerses the player, and just overall an awesome scenery vibe that gets you hooked. As far as the mechanics for the boss fights, the bosses were solid. You can brute force them with damage or dodging, or finesse them with parries. Lies of P has its flaws like any other game, and in my opinion, there are two prominent ones. Let's talk about the linear world design first. The first thing that jumps out immediately when you're playing Lies of P for the first time is the linear progression. As far as the demo is concerned, the game dictates the path you take with almost no leniency. The path forward will be the same for every player, unlike an open world design. Though this might make it easier for the developers to make a stable game, consistent experience, and interconnected world, it will undoubtedly leave some players hard stuck in some areas. In fact, Elden Ring might just have spoiled the entire gaming industry with the open world design and made it a requirement for a successful game. It provides the players with a sense of agency and a choice of deciding what to do rather than being told what to do. The second element, which is the immersion of the game. Don't get me wrong, the immersion in Lies of P is very solid. However, at times you immediately snap out of it, at least for me, when you encounter one of these issues in-game. The graphics overall look stunning from distance, but the closer you get to them, the more fake they look, which is kind of a shame. The surrounding objects you will find everywhere serve as barriers that you cannot jump through or break, which can be very annoying. And like the moment you encounter that, you're like, oh yeah, that's just a design choice. The linear progression also makes it very predictable on where you need to go and what is to happen. On the surface, that seems like a positive thing, but in-game it translates to no elements of surprise and being told what to do instead of figuring out what to do. That was my review for Lies of P demo. Hope you enjoyed it, and peace.
Close your eyes, come to me, feel alright. Just dance with me all through the night. Turn it out, close to you. I feel good, 'cause I just know feeling.